guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries Brake Light Modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause, and then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we'll show you how to install this. It's really simple, and then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase, so we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. Now, I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started. For the purpose of our video, we've procured a bike that is bone stock straight off the showroom floor. As you can see here, we have the OEM taillight and stock fender. This is the configuration that most people buy a brake light modulator for. If you've purchased one of our integrated taillights for this bike, then you know that this is programmable. It already has signals in the capsule and it's plug and play, and all the features that are available on the modulator are already built in to the taillight itself. They're all accessible via press of a button on the back here, but that's a separate installation. Check that out on our YouTube channel. For this installation, we'll be showing you how to install this modulator on this bike, and it's really, really simple on this particular model. We'll first take the seat off, and then we can identify this set of plugs here. If we take this whole unit off its tab keeper here, we'll be able to access them from the bottom. The 3 conductor plug here to the front of the vehicle is the plug that we're interested in. I like to use a small screwdriver to pry up the tab here that locks this plug in place. I'll release it. Now we'll be ready to install our modulator. These modulators come kitted with vehicle specific sub harnesses. So the 4 conductor plug here will mate with the modulator plug. Once you get a click out of it, it's engaged and it's good to go. And these plugs are the same spec as the factory plugs on this bike. So we just basically plug it all in series. We can quickly test the system, make sure that we don't get too far. All right, seems as though the unit is working, and now the rest of this installation is really just cable management. So what I like to do is try to reuse as much of the OEM mounting system and routing for all of the wires. I'm going to start here by pressing in all of these cable components down and then try to fit my plug here underneath this entire setup, and hopefully I'll be able to use the same tab to press this setup on here, and it's looking pretty good. Got it seated. Run this forward here and over this wall. There's a toolkit here. I'm going to put my modulator under this toolkit, making sure that the grommet is pointing down and towards the front of the bike. And that's pretty much it. Test it one more time, and we're good to go. For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These two Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from their receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program. Press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible. But again, freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.